Hey guys, so I'm coming to you from my bathroom, and that is because Liam is in the bedroom sleeping. But I wanted to come to you guys with a story because we have had a rough 5 days or so. Liam actually had surgery on Friday, February the 12th. He had his tonsils and his adenoids removed. I don't know if you guys have noticed in my previous videos on the Shrinking Beauty channel. He had a lot of congestion, a lot of trouble breathing. Like he couldn't really breathe out of his nose, and that caused him to drool a lot. So we went to a couple doctor's appointments and to a couple children's hospitals here in Philadelphia, and we ended up at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia having surgery on Friday. I was pretty much prepared. I asked a lot of questions during our doctor's appointment. They had a packet that they sent us home with, and everything was pretty good. So I thought. So we got there on Friday, 7:30. Was our arrival time, and he ended up going into the OR around 11:30. He came out pretty quickly around noon, and then we went to recovery. He was a little groggy, really, crying, very uncomfortable, trying to wake up. But he did start drinking fairly soon and eating popsicles and things like that. So that went well. We already knew that he had to stay over one night because of his age. He's only 2 years old. So because he's so young, we had to stay one night. So I elected to stay at the hospital, and Lenny went home. They had a cot there in the room for me. He was in a crib, and the hospital was really, really packed. So they had us in one of the treatment rooms, and they just set it up like a hospital room. It was pretty nice size. Everything was good. We were directly across from the kitchen where you get like the juice and milk and popsicles, ice cream, yogurt for the kids after they have surgery. So Liam was okay. He had to get pain medicine every 4 hours, which was, I don't know, it was kind of weird because he was sleepy. The pain medicine made him really drowsy, so it was a little weird when they gave him pain medicine that he would just go right back to sleep. But in the middle of the night, they would check every hour just to make sure his oxygen levels were okay. And they did dip down a couple of times while he was sleeping. And come to find out, that's because at 1 in the morning we found out he had a fever of 102. So the nurse is in like every half an hour. They gave him some Tylenol and started him on an antibiotic. But I was up the whole night because either the alarms were going off or the nurse was coming in to give medication and check his oxygen levels, or he was crying and uncomfortable. He had an IV in his hand, so they had a little padding brace on him, and he was not happy with that. He kept trying to pull it out. So I stayed up pretty much all night. And then at like 5 in the morning, the doctor comes in and he's like, Liam had a fever overnight. We think we might keep you for another night. And I'm like, oh gosh. Like, I wasn't worried about work or anything like that because I took off for 5 complete days. I was just worried because one, my back was hurting. I'm sleeping on a cot. Two, he's really uncomfortable. He has his IV in that he is always trying to pull out. And three, like, I just wanted to be home and I wanted to get him home and in bed and just more comfortable. So he had a fever that night, but by the time the doctor came in, his fever was gone and he was still sleeping and doing fine. His oxygen levels were good. The alarm hadn't gone off in a couple of hours. So our nurse Carmen comes back in around 7 a.m. and she's really nice. She's like, I'm building up a case just to make sure that Liam can go home today because he hasn't had a fever since last night. And if you just give Tylenol, it should be okay. His oxygen levels are good, but we need him to take a nap for at least an hour to 2 hours and for the alarm for the oxygen not to go off at all. So I'm praying this whole time that the alarm doesn't go off. I'm like, please, Lord, let the alarm not go off. He didn't have a fever. They were still giving him Tylenol every 4 hours and medicine for pain every 4 hours and coming to check on him every hour. The alarms didn't go off. He slept for about 2.5 to 3 hours. And we were ready to go home at like 6, I think. Um, so we come home and get him in bed. I take his temperature, and he has a fever. So by that time he was due for pain medicine and also for Tylenol, so I gave him both. And then a couple hours later I gave him the antibiotic. And then the next day he was pretty much fine. He wasn't really drinking much, but I made him eat a little bit and drink as much as we possibly could. So today is Monday. He had surgery on Sunday. Today is Monday. He's eating a little bit. He ate some yogurt. Yesterday he ate some french fries and onion rings. And my mom brought over Burger King, so he ate all that fast food. I gave him some cheese twists, so he ate some cheese twists. But of course that's candy and junk food, so he really wants that type of stuff. He's drinking a lot. He's playing. He's up. He's active. So he doesn't seem like he's in any pain this morning. He was due for pain medicine at 2 a.m. He was sleeping, so I let him sleep. Around 6:30, he came into our bed, and about 7, he was kind of scratching at his throat. So I think that he was in a little bit of pain, so I gave him some pain medicine. I stopped the Tylenol completely because his fever is gone, which is good. And then we give the antibiotic every day at 10 p.m. So that is Liam's surgery story. During this whole time, his dad was just freaking out because his dad has never had surgery in his life. You guys know that just on my short time on YouTube, I've had 3 surgeries. And I had my tonsils removed when I was 7, I believe. So, for me, the literature was there. I have a background in medicine, and I wasn't as worried as his dad, but his dad was extremely worried and just like, no, I want him to stay another night in the hospital. And I'm like, no, but I really want to go home. He doesn't have a fever anymore. So we kind of battled over that a little bit. His dad just had tons and tons of questions. But I got him through it, and we're back home. William is doing well. He doesn't seem to be in any pain. He just wants to watch movies. He woke up this morning and said, Mommy, can you turn on the movie? So he's doing good. I go back to work tomorrow. He's going to go to the babysitter. So I'm going to send him with the pain medicine and Tylenol just in case his fever comes back. But besides that, all is well. I hope everything goes well. They said the recovery is about 7 to 14 days. We're 3 days out, and he seems to be doing well. So wish us luck. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.